I'd like to call the regular council meeting for the town of Grand Bay-Westfield on Monday, January 12th, 2026 to order at 7:00 p.m. We respectfully acknowledge that Grand Bay-Westfield exists on the traditional Wolastoqey land. The lands of Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs by our town is known as Wolastoq, along which live Wolastoqey, the people of the beautiful and bountiful river. We, the staff and elected representatives, pay respect to the elders past and present and descendants of this land. Good evening, everyone. As we begin 2026, we're not just starting a new year, we're also entering the final 5 months of this council's term together. And I want to just take a quick moment to reflect on that. I'm genuinely thankful for the team that we've been around this table, both council and administration. Over the past term, which ended up being a year longer than we expected, we've worked through some pretty complex issues. We've made difficult decisions, and we've kept our focus through all of that on serving our community to the best of our ability. And I'm really proud of what we've accomplished together and of the respectful and thoughtful way that this council and our team has approached its work. While we are nearing at the end of our term, we still have work to do, and I'm looking forward with this team in this room and the people that aren't here, that includes them as well. I'm looking forward to continuing to move things forward over the coming months, staying focused and finishing strong for the residents that we represent. So I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your commitment, for your collaboration. I feel very, very fortunate to be on this team here with you, and I appreciate you all so very much. So with that, we'll do the record of attendance. We have regrets from Councillor Bailmans and Councillor Day. Move on to item 5, agenda approval. The motion is that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield approve the agenda for the meeting of January 12th, 2026, with the addition of item 11F, Junior Achievement New Brunswick donation. Do I have a mover? Thank you, Deputy Mayor Toole. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Councillor Burpee. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. Item 6, disclosure of conflict of interest. Are there any? There being none, we'll move on to item 7, public hearings, presentations, delegations, petitions. And item 7A is the RCMP annual report and quarter 2 report. We have Sergeant Conley here with us tonight. Welcome, Sergeant. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Your Worship, Councillors and friends. Anything here? So once again, thank you. It's a new year, and I guess since the last time I saw everybody, it actually marks over a year since I've been here in Grand Bay-Westfield. So in some ways, it seems like it's been a long time, and we've got a lot done, and we've accomplished a lot, made a lot of improvements. But yet it met a lot of people too, but it still went very, very quickly. And another good year to come in 2026, I trust. So we'll start with the RSC report, if that's okay to start. You'll notice there are steady increases year over year in the traffic enforcement and the proactiveness by the members and impressive work there. If you go to page 4, take you there. The overall review of the RSC here, and most crimes are staying almost the same, including crimes against persons, horses, and property. Sometimes influxes in the summer for some sort of crimes, and decreases in the winter. Usually property crime being one. But any major influxes there at the bottom seems to be mostly due to proactive traffic enforcement. So we're probably at the point where these huge 200% increases year over year are going to subside. Would be unfair for everybody if we kept ramping up traffic, but I think we're at a good number now, a good area now where we can continue on with the push, be visible, of course, more and more visible as we can, but and be more intelligence led to make sure we're just hitting the right areas and the right times with the traffic instead of just being available. So and also go to page 7, sorry, if it pleases you all. It's the page specific for Grand Bay-Westfield in the RSC. Once again, very consistent numbers. Little influx just seasonally, but we're still remaining at 83% of our work being non-criminal code, non-violence, and usually the winter months become a bit more quieter for some areas, and but no major areas of alarms. Page 12, another page I want to take you to as well. This is just the area of traffic enforcement and presence by our detachment and the Hampton detachment as well. So you'll see most of the work has been done all through the area on the major routes, and really no area for the most part is left spared, and it's also consistent where the accidents are happening in the area as well. So you'll see more accidents along Highway 7, 101, and more traffic enforcement down there, and some accidents on the peninsula and some done over there as well. So page 13, kind of just talked about that briefly, but thankfully no fatal collisions in our area. You see there was unfortunately 2 tragic incidents in the RSC, and we hope that goes back to 0 there next month. Page 14 is the Operations Center's statistics for the month, and I'm happy to report everything seems to be going down on a provincial level. That's excluding the Kodiak, the month and detachment statistics, but pleased to announce the non-emergency wait times have still lingered below 3 minutes on average. So I just submitted our quarterly report for our annual performance plan, which is a internal report to management, but it still has some telling aspects, of course. With 3 months, we work on a fiscal year, so our year's done in April. So with 3/4 of the year being done, 25% left. We've already achieved our goals in a lot of areas. The school patrols, we've already achieved them by a lot, but we'll still continue. We've caught 88% of the impaired drivers we hope to catch, so we're exceeding that, but still trying to keep the roads safer and safer. 73% of warnings, tickets, any contacts. We don't. Never do we put a number on the amount of tickets we want an officer to write. We just want the officers to be out there pulling over vehicles and use their discretion as they see fit. And we're 73%, so a tiny bit under that, but the winter month also often slow that down a bit. So I'm sure we can. It was a lofty goal, to be honest, but hoping we can make it. 88% of the check stops we hope to do are done. Bike and scooter safety presentations all done, but we can still do more. Got a little catching up to do with the fraud presentations. We had 2 done last quarter. Still looking for venues and opportunities to do that if anything comes that way. Just today I was reaching out to the churches as another area, is another venue that we might be able to get in front of more elders and more seniors to talk about ways to not be a victim of fraud, because we are still plagued by that in Canada, and Grand Bay-Westfield is no exception. So as for our goals with the community contacts, we've achieved the number that we wanted to achieve. We track them somewhat, but in a way it's kind of just an arbitrary number. I'm more worried about the anecdotal members of the community. The communities feel that our officers are people, which is great, and then part of the community, and try to improve that as we go year after year, making it more humanizing the police, I hope, and though sounding too much like a 70s child, it's really is all about love. It really is. So some highlights since our last time we had time to meet was Christmas parades, 5 Remembrance Day services. We had a Halloween safety book that we read to all the elementary schools. That was actually a lot of fun. Hope next year to do it with the preschools and in French as well. So we I answered questions in French with the French immersion kids, but wasn't quite ready to translate on a whim with the whole book. But cadet breakfast and just talking, find people around town, and there was a lot more too as well. So can also highlight a few of the exemplary investigations, and sometimes Grand Bay-Westfield made the news. It's kind of surprising, some of these stories, but they happened, and they did take us away from proactive work a bit, but happy to say they went successful. So October 3rd, we had a 17-year-old boy flee from us middle day right on River Valley Drive, and a short while later he was able to apprehend him with several charges, including flight police, dangerous operation of motor vehicle, and breach of probation. More charges are still pending, and he is still in jail. 70-year-old male went off hunting and became lost in the Narpus area. Our police officers quickly found the vehicle associated to him, and our great partners at GPS and your fire department took to the woods and brought him back home safely, with only needing to go to the hospital for precautionary reasons. So, also we had a 52-year-old male, originally started in the Bloomfield area, but majority of the time was spent in our area, where he took the driver by knife point to the throat and forced him into his trunk, where he drove around with him for several hours. Investigation ensued with our crime reduction unit, and we were able to identify Joseph Jude Gallant, who was charged and held for court, and he's still in court and will remain in jail until his trial in May. So, administratively, we welcome Constable John Wills to our detachment. He's born in a far-off land called Oak Point, I understand, so just down the road. So he's very, very happy to be home. Not often do our officers get to come back to their hometown, so he's very happy to be here, and we're happy to have him. So, and other than that, we do still have one hard vacancy, which we're hoping to fill here soon, but doing very good with members, and for the most part, people are being happy, or people are productive and are happy. So. We're also happy. Another big, one of the big goals I had, and didn't quite achieve it my first year, but shortly after my first year, was we were able to reopen the cell block. So our jail cells is back open and operational, and I do think the improvements will help contribute to public safety and just safer to get people inside safe, more out of the vehicle, and in proper care and monitoring earlier than driving a long ways away. So. Last and probably the least, we did roll out our new blue uniform shirts, as you can see, wearing a new color. We still have some of the gray ones, well, a lot of the gray ones still around, but just another thing to keep in mind, a little bit of a different look, but it doesn't mean it's a fake police officer. It's just how we'll be dressed from now on. And I don't even know if we're allowed to wear the tie with it, but I did anyways. So I'll have to ask the Sergeant Major. Hopefully that wasn't too long, Your Worship.
No, that was great. Sergeant, thank you very much for that report and the work that you and the detachment do to keep our community safe. I'm going to open the floor to questions from council at this time. Anybody have any questions for the Sergeant? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence.
I have a question from the annual report. Are you able to comment on that one?
I have read it. I will try.
It's maybe I'm reading it wrong. I just found it interesting that Kodiak geographically is so tiny compared to the other three, but it had the most number of occurrences.
Oh, okay. So yes, Kodiak's the only city out of the three that's policed by the RCMP. So the Fredericton Police Service and the St. John Police Service would have significant numbers. That I don't know if Moncton's busier or St. John's busier, but it would probably be closer in par than how it looked right now. So, yes, that would be confusing for sure.
Any other questions for the Sergeant?
I just have a question. Is there anything that can be done for, I know we have a no pursuit policy for four-wheelers, and you know, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they're just disturbing and you know, you don't chase after them. Is there anything else, is there anything that can be done to kind of, you know, have a consequence or something?
Mm-hmm. Yes and no. Yeah, they're pretty much a no pursuit policy. We are allowed to pursue vehicles in certain circumstances for sure. But Yes, there is some to be done, some that is being drafted right now. We have an operations plan that's being drafted. And we're gonna work with our friends at Justice and Public Safety as well. I believe they're on board, but the Highway Traffic Enforcement is in charge of ATVs and that. But yeah, we do have tools such as helicopters, and I think the body cams actually will help a little bit too, because if an ATV flees from us quickly, we might remember red ATV, white helmet, and a few descriptors, but then when you go back with the body cam and really slow it down, you might be able to pick up finite details off the ATVs or the clothing or a tattoo or something that you didn't see in a quick instance, and that will help us identify the people. So hopefully that helps as well. But yeah, it's it's been okay the last couple of months it seems, but there's still definitely some work to be done. So.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? I know I have a few questions for the sergeant, but I don't want to.
Just a comment, not a question. I've noticed a considerable increase in the number of RCMP vehicles in the town and around the school, so keep up the good work.
Councillor Dalton?
Thank you. You had talked about fraud earlier in the presentation, Sergeant. I assume it's mostly online fraud that we're talking about?
A lot is, yeah. There's still telephone, there's still mail, but yes, a lot of the frauds have been moved online.
Because I became aware of a scam going on in the area over the holidays regarding people that are looking for affordable housing.
Okay.
There are accounts on Facebook where if you search up affordable housing in your area, they direct you, some of these things come up. And what they are doing is they have taken photos from MLS listings of houses that are currently for sale in the Bay-Westfield area.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using those photos to say this place is for rent. It's like $1,100 a month, and we'll hold it for you, but you have to send us some money. Have you come across anything like that? Any sort of complaints?
Ones like that, we haven't got a complaint about that in particular. That's extra and a little extra sad and disgusting because you're preying on people that need affordable housing that they can't afford.
Yeah.
So it's very sad, but yeah, we do encourage people if they're a victim of that to come forward and to report links and whatnot. The one that if I can continue, there's the one that we're still seeing a lot is the romance one, the romance scam. People fall in love with a beautiful person in another country that is not that person and does not live in that country, and they live in another country, and we've had a recent case with over $300,000 gone. It's just horrible, and but often thousands or hundreds for sure. So, but we've also seen good family members. I saw clergies not too long ago, and other first responders to recognize these things and warn people that this is a scam. And sometimes it takes a long time to convince the people it is because they just in love. Naturally so, especially if you're lonely. So yeah, that's still a major one, but that's another great one to flag, and there's a lot more.
Thank you. I had a question too. So the cell blocks are open and operational. That's really great.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that going to materially affect the time you spend taking people elsewhere, offload delays, things of that nature?
It will some, yes.
Yeah.
It's we're not a heavy detachment with hundreds and hundreds of prisoners a month, which is amazing. But yes, it will save us a drive. We've been going the Hampton detachment, so it will save us that. There still could be circumstances that happens, but generally, yeah, it will save some time getting the members back on the road and not driving back and forth.
Did you have a question? I thought I saw someone's hand go up over there.
I did.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. That's good. And Sergeant, I just want to commend you on your approach since you've been here. I know that it's been a priority of this council, I think pretty much since day one. That community engagement was something that we really wanted to see increased in our community. We've really seen that, and I just want to express our appreciation on behalf of council that you've really put so much effort into that. And I think it's going to make a huge difference. I think it is making a difference and will continue to do so. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Any other questions or comments from council before we let the sergeant go? That's it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. My phone is always on.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield receive and file the information as presented. Do I have a mover, Councillor Balcom, and a seconder, Councillor McIntosh Lawrence? Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. Item 8, minutes of previous meeting. 8A, regular meeting of council, December 8th, 2025. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of December 8th, 2025 as presented. And do I have a mover? Councillor Burpee, thank you. A second, Deputy Mayor Toole. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor? Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thanks. Item 9, unfinished business. There being none, we'll move on to item 10, bylaws. 10A is bylaw PW-003, clean fill first reading, and before I do read the motion, I'll pass it over to the CAO.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, we've been experiencing more development, and we've had developers request to deposit the fill, and we've had space available for them at Hyden Road. However, we've also noticed that there's fill being deposited that's not the best fill for us. And there are incidents where fill can get out of control. We do have a location like that as well. I don't want more unwanted fill put there, so I'm not going to mention where it is here. But anyways, it's best because we're expecting a lot more construction next year that we have this in place before the building season starts. And we just want to prevent problems before they happen. At the same time, we want the type of material that allows us to develop the land on Highland Road in a manner that hopefully will bring revenue to the town. You know, we want to level the area out. We want the type of fill that will provide a lot of stability and won't have, I don't know what the right word is, but we don't want it to collapse because the wrong fill is in there. We don't want it just to collapse. What do you call that?
Just like organic deterioration and causing.
Yeah, we don't want sinkholes, you know. So, sorry, thank you, Chris. So this is why we're defining what we want. What you can expect is, I think it's for less than $5,000 we budgeted, that we'll put a gate across there. We're looking at putting a gate across the other area as well. And that's so that people come to the town, they fill out an application, which you saw, they'll identify the volume, and they're still responsible for leveling out the fill. That's not something that we can keep up with. So that's why we've got the bylaw here, and it's to be revenue neutral for us. We just want to cover our costs. We're not looking to make money off of this.
Thanks, John. I'll read the motion and open for questions. The motion is bylaw PW-003, clean fill first reading by title. Bylaw PW-003, clean fill. And the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield approve the first reading of bylaw PW-003. Do I have a mover? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, second by Deputy Mayor Toole. Any questions or comments on the motion? Councillor.
I have a question regarding, is that normally, do contractors normally provide you with the fill? Does the town have to pay for that?
No, it's a courtesy. It saves them money from hauling it to Crane Mountain, where they'd have to pay tonnage and transportation costs. We're just accepting it for free, and basically they just drive up Colonel Days to Highland Road.
So then it would be their responsibility at their cost to bring a dozer or a backhoe?
Yeah, and they've been doing
level
that so
on?
far.
They do that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councillor Balcom.
This would not preclude a developer from putting fill on a private property where there's a sign that says clean fill wanted or fill wanted.
This is just town property.
Just town
We have no control over private property.
Just got a confirmation.
No, we're not trying to compete, we want a specific type of fill.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you, Council. 11, new business recommendations. 11A, annual bonding. The motion is that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield receive and file the annual bonding town employees as of January 12th, 2026. Do I have a mover?
So,
Councillor Falcon, thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. John, you want to speak to this one at all?
This is an annual legislative requirement. This is the 5th one that this council has seen. Just to demonstrate that we're
Thank you. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. 11B, Community Centrum Project Management. And I'll pass this over to John before I read the motion.
Thank you, Your Worship. Council has allocated money for us to rehabilitate the envelope of the Centrum. And in discussions last year by the CFO and the Public Works Director, became evident fairly quickly that this project be best managed by the company that's currently managing the Works Garage. Just for the type of professional expertise that they bring, identifying and managing problems, and also controlling our expenses and timeline. So based on that, we're bringing it to council that we'd like to go ahead with Mr. Mathers and his company to provide that service for the community center.
Thanks, John. The motion is that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield authorize administration to engage Mathers Project Management Consulting Inc. to provide project management services for the Community Centrum exterior envelope project in accordance with the attached proposal. Do I have a mover? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, thanks. Do I have a second? Deputy Mayor Toole. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. 11C, mandate letters, and I will again pass this over to the CAO.
I do believe this is the 5th set of mandate letters that this council has seen, and it's part of good governance, and it's part of transparency, not only on the operations of administration, but also transparency for the community, that they can know what we're trying to achieve over the course of next year. All these items are linked to the budget that was approved back in November. So this is just one tool towards good governance. If there's anything specific about a specific mandate letter, I'd be more than happy to try and answer a question, but there should be no surprises in these mandate letters because you saw them in August, in September, October, and November.
Thanks, John. I'll read the motion and open the floor. The motion is that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield refer the mandate letters to be used as part of the CAO and leadership team's performance evaluations. Do I have a mover? Councillor Falcon, thank you. Do I have a second? Councillor Murphy. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you very much. And now 11D, Animal Control Officer Appointment. Before I read the motion, I'll pass it over to you, John.
Thank you, Your Worship. It just became clear that our animal control officer needs to be appointed, and we're just trying to do this as effectively as quickly as possible.
Thank you. I'll read out the motion, then open the floor. Whereas the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield has enacted certain bylaws pursuant to the authority of the Local Governance Act, SMB 2017 C18 Local Governance Act, including the Animal Control Bylaw, bylaw number GG-008, Animal Control Bylaw, including in each case all amendments thereto, and whereas Section 3(1) of the Animal Control Bylaw authorizes the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield to appoint an animal control officer for the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield. And whereas it may, from time to time, be necessary to commence proceedings in the Provincial Court of the Province of New Brunswick when a person has contravened or failed to comply with the animal control bylaw. And whereas section 72 of the Local Governance Act provides that a council may appoint bylaw enforcement officers for the local government and may determine their terms of office. And whereas section 151 of the Local Governance Act provides that proceedings for breach of a bylaw shall be commenced in the name of the clerk of the municipality or such other person as is designated for that purpose by the council. Now, therefore be it resolved that Anne Savoy is hereby appointed as the animal control officer for the town of Grand Bay-Westfield pursuant to section 3(1) of the animal control bylaw, and a bylaw enforcement officer pursuant to section 72 of the Local Governance Act with respect to the enforcement of the animal control bylaw, and each such appointment is effective immediately and shall continue until she ceases to be an employee of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield, or until it is rescinded by council, whichever comes first. And be it further resolved that Anne Savoy is hereby designated and authorized to lay informations in the provincial court of the province of New Brunswick for breach of the animal control bylaw effective immediately, and this designation and authorization shall continue until she ceases to be an employee of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield, or until it is rescinded by council, whichever comes first. Do I have a mover? Deputy Mayor Toole, thank you. A second, Councillor Balcom. Any questions or comments on the motion? Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? That motion is carried. Thank you so much. 11E, year-end 2025 strategic plan report. I'll pass this over again to John.
Thank you, Your Worship. We had another busy year, judging by the amount of pages that you're forced to consume. However, generally, it's a good year. Most items were completed or on track. And we're looking at redesigning this for the next council, so it's a little bit easier to read and comprehend, and also easier for us to manage and input as well. Yeah, is there any questions about anything specific?
Well, I'll read the motion, then open the floor. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield receive and file the year-end 2025 strategic plan report. Do I have a mover? Deputy Mayor Toole, thanks. And a second, Councillor Burby, thank you. Any questions for the CAO? The only comment I have is that it always throws me that the completed items are in black.
Yeah, the colors are on.
I'm open to suggestions as to what may be better for the next council.
Yeah, like overdue is great because that's red, and on track is green, so that's good too. But when it says, well, it's just a mental thing. That's
I'm open to suggestions.
it's confounded me for the last couple of years. But any other questions or comments? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion is carried. Thank you.
Your Worship,
Yes.
can we back up?
Yes.
We're concerned that we may not have had a mover and a seconder for the animal control.
We do. I have them marked off right here.
Okay, Councillor Balcom was the seconder.
Yeah, I think the deputy mayor moved it and Councillor Balcom seconded it.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sorry.
I don't write the names, but I check whenever I get one, so I know that I haven't forgotten.
All right, thank you.
Right, 11F, Junior Achievement New Brunswick donation. And the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield donate $500 to Junior Achievement New Brunswick with the funds to come from council discretion. Do I have a mover for that? Deputy Mayor Toole, thanks. Do I have a second? Councillor, is that you, Councillor? Any questions or comments on the motion? John, did you want to speak to it at all?
Sure, Your Worship. Typically, council's donated $300 per year in the past. And I received this request, I think late morning, I'm not sure. And asked the mayor where she felt she wanted things to go. Because it's council discretion, council has to approve if we're increasing the amount of donation. So the donation's going from $300 to $500. And I asked junior achievers for their handout about what they do in case council need a refresher of what they do. So that's why it's before council. It's council discretion. It's not CAO discretion.
Any questions or comments on?
Just to comment, Junior Achievement is a great organization. I'm not familiar with what their past annual costs or requests for the town were, but $500 I think is a great investment by this town in that program. So I would fully support that.
Great, thank you, Councillor. Any other questions or comments?
Okay, just, so the way we've been working with council is in your first year's donations come, you approve it, and then what we do in the budget is automatically incorporate that donation into the budget. Because council did it once, we assume they're gonna do it annually. So for those who may be running the game or someone's watching and wondering how we operate, next year, this same request will be a whole new resolution for council. Because each council should decide what they want to donate to or not. So just a bit of a procedural item of how we'll be moving forward.
Thank you for that clarification, John. I've not called the question yet, so all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried, thank you. Item 12, bills for payment. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield authorize the January 12th, 2026 bills for payment as presented in the amount of $747,747.01. Do I have a mover? Councillor Malcolm, thanks. Do I have a second? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, thank you. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? That motion is carried, thanks. Item 13, consent agenda. 13A, council events. B, planning and development, 10-year summary. C, fire rescue monthly report November. D, fire rescue monthly report December. E, animal control monthly report December. F, organizational chart 2026. G, communications report quarter 4. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield receive and file the consent agenda items for January 12th, 2026. Do I have a mover? Councillor Burkey, thank you. Anyone want to second that? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried, thanks. And we'll move on to item 14, council reports, the first council report session of 2026. I'll start with Councillor Burkey.
Thank you, Your Worship. Okay, so December was busy, but it was lots of fun. We started with December 14th of Westfield and District Rec Association. They hosted Yule Log DIY. It was a really big turnout again this year, so we're hoping that that's going to be an annual event. As well as the next night, the Youth Council Christmas party. So this is an example where I was in two places at once. So Youth Council Christmas party, and then I dived out to join the Westfield and District's AGM. So I did it. Then January 6th to start off the year with mentoring again with the Big Brothers Big Sisters. And just a little update with the Four Corners rink. The ice prep is well underway. There's already been some skating there. There's another skate exchange happening this Saturday, the 17th from 10 till 12. So if you have a pair that you've outgrown or your kids have outgrown, you can maybe find a new pair and do some skating, and hopefully the rink will be open by the weekend for some more skating fun, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Belton.
Thank you, Your Worship. On December 11th, I attended the TD Harbour Station board meeting on behalf of the town. And the January PAC meeting did not occur because there was nothing to be brought forward to the agenda, so it's a short report for myself.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor McIntosh Lawrence.
What I did was December 12th, I attended the town Christmas party. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Toole.
I guess that's one thing I did in December, which was super fun, was I got to go to the Westfield District Scouting Association. I got to be grilled by them with questions about the town and about being on the council and all that stuff, so they could earn their community badge. And it is always a ton of fun. I've done it before, I believe you've had the pleasure of doing it as well, and it's one of my favorite nights actually, so it was great. The kids are fantastic. Questions from, what's your dog's name, to what do you do when there's something that somebody wants to do in the town but other people don't. Like there was really kind of neat variety of questions. So yeah, it's a great group of kids and such good programs in town. It was nice to involve.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. That is one of the real perks of the job, is getting to meet with that group of kids every year. So, and thanks to Scout Leader Brenda Graham for pulling that together and just keeping that program going. She's a force of nature, I'll tell you that. We're lucky to have her in the community. So, it was a quiet December. After the council meeting, there wasn't a whole lot that went on. I was laid low by a virus, which forced me to stay inside a lot. So things were really quiet, but hit the ground running in the first week of January with the UMNB. I had a meeting with Premier Holt and Minister Kennedy and Minister Bowman with the Urban Municipal Council caucus, focused on homelessness across the province, infrastructure, and the Regional Service Commission review. Had the first Regional Transportation Committee with the RSC meeting of the year, and talking about essentially what the priorities based on the work plan are going to be over the coming year. And we're still waiting for some provincial funding for the regional transportation plan. So hopefully that will come in the next week or two, so that we can start moving forward on that. That's all for me for now. And so with that, I will, there's, I guess, item 15, business arising from committee of the whole. There being none, we'll move on to item 16, adjournment. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield adjourn the meeting at 8:00 p.m. Do I have a mover for that? Councilor Burpee, and a second?
7:42.
Mine says 7:42 on the computer. Yeah. Are we good with that?
Yeah, you said 8 o'clock.
Did I say 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
So we were just gonna sit quietly until 8 o'clock.
It's on the paper,
Yeah.
right? Thank you for making sure that I didn't keep us here for another 17 or 18 minutes. Commotion.
There's some opportunities here.
Oh, yeah, there are. Are you okay, Councillor Burpee, with the amendment to 7:42?
Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that it was 7:42 or.
Yeah, no, I just read it straight off the paper. Do we have a second? Thank you, Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, who can be counted on never to let me get away with anything. And all in favor? Contrary minded? That motion is carried. Thank you, everybody.